What's up, everyone? We are back. We're at the NBN court, and we want to welcome you to Season 2 of the Nothin But Net Show. I'm your co-host, Jamar.
And I'm your co-host, Mikey. And on today's episode, we're going to be discussing the biggest moves that have happened in the NBA free agency, as well as all the power shifts just this offseason.
There have been so many moves. To make sure you're fully updated, you want to follow our social media pages on Twitter at modernsports_, and on Instagram at modernsportsmedia.
And then go ahead and check out our website. We have our monthly articles for each sport. The website is modernsportsmediagroup.com. Make sure you check us out.
That's enough of an intro. We need to hop into this and discuss every single move that has happened.
Let's get it.
Up them balls on them, birdie.
Pull up on the set, ballin' nothing but net. Posting my clips, shut down the internet. First like it, comment what you like best. I won't pass it like boy, put me to the test. Nothing but net, show you know we coming up. Cop our merch if you wanna show love. Sub to our channel, help us level up. Nothing but net, show you know we coming up.
Now, as you might notice, we took a little trip away from the NBN court, and we are now in the beautiful city of Los Angeles.
Coast, baby.
Look at this view, Mikey.
Man, this is gorgeous. I see why LeBron moved here.
Very true. I wish we could spend more time here, but unfortunately we're only here for a couple minutes as we discuss the two NBA teams that are in Los Angeles. Both at Staples Center, both making insane moves this offseason. Which one do you want to talk about first?
I'm going to start with Lou Will's team.
Okay.
So Lou Will got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
I was about to say, is it still his team?
Nah, but I'm going to let him live. Kawhi Leonard is a Los Angeles Clipper.
Crazy.
Jamar, I called you about like 2 in the morning when he signed.
And
I was getting that call.
I was not happy to get that call. But honestly, I couldn't believe it. The bigger fact is, I mean, we had been hearing throughout that day that his decision was likely to come that night. And, you know, as it passed 1:30 in the morning, we were thinking that was over and done with, but we weren't accounting for West Coast time.
We messed up on that.
Weren't thinking West Coast time. So Kawhi Leonard made his decision a little past 2 a.m. Eastern time to not only go to the Clippers, but to go with Paul George. Now, apparently the reports were Kawhi Leonard wanted to play with other stars. He didn't necessarily want to join LeBron James and Anthony Davis and ruin the league, which I would hope any competitor wouldn't want to do that. But he did want to play with another star. So he told not only the Clippers, the Raptors as well, get me Paul George, and I'm there. Now, I want to ask you, because we both heard that the Raptors could have potentially made a trade, but, wait for it, they did not want to include Pascal Siakam to get in a trade that would have gotten them not only Paul George, but Russell Westbrook as well, to team up with Kawhi Leonard in the 6. Your thoughts, sir?
How do you not want to involve Pascal Siakam there?
I'll get most improved player.
I don't care.
Hold on. First of all, by the way, I said it before the season started. But anyways, most improved player, Pascal Siakam. Is he worth Russell Westbrook?
If the Thunder offered me Russell Westbrook for Pascal Siakam straight up, I'd be like, oh, come on, Pascal.
No, but it's not even that. I mean, I would have to assume that the deal included
I'm saying,
probably Kyle Lowry, probably Van Vliet.
That's fine.
But the fact that the deal didn't go through because they did not want to include Siakam, that's a problem. But essentially, when you look at the big situation, the Raptors traded DeMar DeRozan, who was at that time probably the greatest Raptor ever.
Him and Vince were the two faces of the franchise.
Right. And when you consider that they traded him for Kawhi, a hobbled Kawhi, coming off that severe injury, and in the end, they traded it for 1 year and 1 ring.
Got a ring, though.
To you. Is that worth it?
Yes. Without a doubt.
I agree.
No, like, what else were you gonna do? Keep losing in the Eastern Conference Finals? Like,
Whoa! To their defense, they were only losing to one man. That one man left, so they could have plausibly made it through. You don't think that they made it without DeMar?
If it was DeMar instead of Kawhi, they're on the second round.
Well, Kawhi definitely took them to a different level, for sure.
He is so much better
than
DeMar DeRozan.
Of course.
And playoff time, and also the fact they had Kawhi also, I feel like, pushed those other moves. But
Yeah.
that's his old team. Let's talk about the Clippers a little more. What was more shocking? Paul George or Kawhi?
Easily Paul George.
Right?
Easily. I mean, the Clippers were supposedly out of the race again because they didn't have that second star.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not play around. When this whole thing started, it was the Clippers, Lakers, Raptors.
Yeah.
So it's not like they came out of nowhere. Like he went to like Milwaukee or Phoenix or something like that.
I mean, I was saying from the All-Star break, he's going to the Clippers. But.
Right, they were in the realm. But for him to orchestrate, I didn't know that was possible. You can just be like, oh, no, I'm only going here if Paul George comes. And then Paul George requests a trade and is done within 24 hours? I mean, for someone, and I believe Paul George didn't even have a no-trade clause. So for someone who's not in control of themselves to just go, now they did get the biggest collection of picks ever in an NBA transaction, but for that to just happen so quickly, so smoothly,
You know what it
just
reminds
like
me of?
that, I was like, I didn't think this was possible.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
What?
LeBron, when he got Kevin Love. He knew when he was going back to Cleveland, I'm going because Kyrie's there and I'm getting Kevin Love.
Let me counter that with this. Not saying that that's not true. The similarities are there, definitely. But I'm saying the difference being they got the number one pick in Andrew Wiggins, who obviously has not panned out to what we thought he would be. But at that time, they were getting like, oh, shoot, Andrew Wiggins. For the Thunder, I mean, if he truly just requested a trade like that, they could have gone. You don't think they could have gone more?
No.
Really?
Who's giving you 5 first-round picks, 2 pick swaps,
Right. Okay, well,
last year's first-round
let
pick,
me rephrase.
and a 20-point scorer?
Let me rephrase. They could have gotten more, assuming that they wanted to contend for championships, which is clearly
I don't think that's the plan
not
anymore.
what they wanted to do.
think it's
Exactly.
anymore.
They definitely want to rebuild, and that's why they're exploring trade options for Russ. We'll get into that a little later.
Ooh.
Let's talk about the other team in LA, the Los Angeles Lakers, who also made a big move in acquiring Anthony Davis. It was rumored that it might happen. When it did happen, what was your first reaction? What are your thoughts on how they've continued to fill out that roster and how they'll fit together?
So once you have those two, you have 2 top 5 players in the league. So you just have to have a bench that understands how to hold water and surround them with shooters.
With KD out, are they 2 of the top 3 players in the league for this season?
I'd probably say, going into the season,
I would agree.
It's pretty hard to
would
argue
agree.
against Anthony Davis at 3.
I would agree.
Now, the way they filled out the roster, it's looked really, really good.
It does.
DeMarcus Cousins, if he gets back to full health, I mean, if DeMarcus Cousins is your third option, like come on.
I mean, that
But
team...
it's all health. It's all health.
It is all health. And first, we both want to say, hopefully
My guy.
you're fully healthy. Big DeMarcus Cousins fans. Thought he should have gone number 1. That's a whole different other story.
Bogey.
But hopefully he's fully healthy. If they're fully healthy, I mean, when we saw what AD and DeMarcus Cousins looked like playing together on the Pelicans with
Rondo.
Rajon Rondo. I was about to say that. Honestly, I was always pushing for them to get Anthony Davis. I think they're going to fit so well together because LeBron is a guard. Essentially, that's what he does. That's who he is. He's a guard. So putting him with a big like AD, I think that's a great basketball fit. But not only that, the average basketball fan won't really look into this, but the Lakers filled out their roster with champions. LeBron, obviously a champion. Rondo's a champion. Danny Green's a champion. You can keep going.
JaVale McGee's a champion.
JaVale McGee, Quinn Cook, exactly. And they filled it out with players who are veterans, a little older, but they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know their roles, and they're going to stick to their roles. You have even a player like Jared Dudley, who...
That's what he has to do.
He's an enforcer. He does the dirty work. You know what I mean?
I have 5 fouls before my 6, so I'm going to earn my 5 fouls.
Exactly.
I'm going to sit in the corner. I'm going to hit my shots.
And he knows what he has to do.
I'm not trying to be a superstar. I'm trying
And
to
I
get a
don't
ring.
think, honestly, the biggest question mark I look at is Kyle Kuzma, not for the player he is, but for his defense. Because if Kyle Kuzma, we know Anthony Davis, great defender. Rondo, great defender. He's getting older, but great defender.
Yeah.
LeBron plays defense when he wants to. We all know that. If Kyle Kuzma can turn it up and be a great defender, the Lakers are looking nice. And hopefully, honestly, I think we all want a Battle of LA for the Western Conference
that'd
Finals.
be
Lakers,
something else.
Clippers, no traveling, no
It should be
no
interesting,
home and
too.
away, but
With Kuz is now probably if DeMarcus and him both start, he's the fourth option offensively. So then it depends on how like invested he is in the game. Like if he's not getting his touches, he's not the type of player that's like a defensive guy. So maybe LeBron passed me up again, or so-and-so passed me up again. Like, is he going to pout?
Championship characteristics. You have to be willing to sacrifice. Clearly, you're on a team with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, but it's happened before where young kids just don't do it.
Right, but the question will be, is he okay with going from maybe he was projected 20 points a game to 12, 15? Is he okay with doing it with a ring? We'll remain to see.
We'll see, because I hope so. He better be.
I want to close off by saying this lineup, I just can't. LeBron James at point, Danny Green at the 2.
I don't know why it's taking teams so long.
Kyle Kuzma at the 3, Anthony Davis at the 4, and DeMarcus Cousins at the 5. That's tough.
Now the question is, do they actually put LeBron at the point? Which probably not.
Well, I mean, the reports are that he's going to be playing point.
It should be interesting. I mean, Frank Vogel will know what to do, hopefully.
It will be.
Hopefully.
Now let's take another flight. Oh, and we are in South Beach. It's good to be home, right?
Home. It's nice.
It's good to be home. Now, the Miami Heat made another big move, and they acquired a free agent themselves, Jimmy Butler from the Philadelphia 76ers. The initial thoughts were that he was going to consider the 76ers and the Houston Rockets, but apparently he didn't even really consider either, and he went straight to the Heat.
Culture.
Now, you're the biggest Heat fan. You're wearing the Heat colorway, Modern Sports Media shirt. Can you tell he's excited about this move?
Culture. Come on. Jimmy Butler? Are you kidding me? Dwayne Wade, when we let him walk, it was a plan.
No, it wasn't.
We playing chess.
It was a terrible move.
We playing chess.
It was a terrible move.
Dwayne Wade came back. Now we got Jimmy Butler. Come on. And see, this is another thing too. The way this roster was built last year was really good if you had a superstar or two. It's a bunch of role players. It's a bunch of young kids. Mm-hmm. Now we have a superstar. Now we have like that leader, not only on the court but off the court. Jimmy Butler is a dog.
I want to ask you a question. Jimmy Butler's a dog. There's no question about it.
Point blank, period.
Is he good enough to be the number one option on a championship team? Because I don't know about that.
It depends on what's behind him, but I would lean towards saying no.
I would also say no.
Because James Harden isn't good enough from what we've seen.
And James Harden's better than Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
So, okay, great. I love that. Now, let me ask you this. Because we are hearing breaking news on the first episode of the season. Should we do this first episode?
All right. I'm ready to talk about it.
We are hearing that the Miami Heat, are nearing a deal to acquire Russell Westbrook from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, let me ask you. Who's better to you between Russell Westbrook and Jimmy Butler?
Russell Westbrook does more. Jimmy Butler plays more under control, and I feel like I know what I'm getting from him.
But this is my only question. Are either of them good enough to be the first option on a championship
Together,
team?
Yes.
So you're saying they're both the first option?
I think you can take them either way as your first option.
Okay.
But when your first option's here and your second option's like right there, when they're that close, yes.
So now, are we
the favorites going into LeBron or AD or Kawhi and Jimmy? Or Kawhi and Paul George? No.
Oh, wait. But you skipped a whole conference. So you think they would get through the East?
Yeah.
Hold on. The Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
The Boston Celtics.
Oh.
Hey, hold on. Relax with that.
Oh.
The Milwaukee Bucks MVP.
Cool.
All right, you heard it here first.
Cool.
But
we get Russ.
But we are hearing that they are nearing the deal. Maybe it's even done before this episode comes out. Who knows? Probably, because that's how our luck usually works.
Russell Westbrook and Jimmy Butler.
That would be nice. I like it.
I didn't want Russell Westbrook for years. Like I love watching him play.
At first, he did not want Russell Westbrook also on the Heat.
But the thing is, the position the Heat are in right now, we don't necessarily have too many draft picks at the moment. Like we've drafted well, but we've drafted well for being in the 11 to 15 slot.
Exactly.
So we've drafted well for where we've been. We haven't been bad enough, except for 1 year, and then we go 30 and 11 the second half of the year to take us from a top 5 pick to again a midway pick.
Right.
And we've done that well. We've seemed to develop players really well, at least for the first or second year, and then it's upon the player to if they want to keep working. And I feel like before we had Wade, of course, but it's not Wade in his prime. We're not necessarily lead completely by example, which of course he was. But if you have Jimmy Butler, and he's on you, and he's showing you how to get better, like, look, I was drafted here. Yeah. I'm here now.
Yeah, his
I
story
just got
is
a max.
crazy.
Like, if you want to listen, I'll show you. If you don't want to listen, that's on you. And so, with that being said, and not the craziest bright future pick-wise and everything, why not go all in? Why not go get Russell Westbrook? If we can, if we got to ship out some draft picks, whatever. We're not drafting in the second round until, like, 2025, 2027 anyway. Like, no, it'll be, whatever. I'm down.
It'll be a very interesting situation if he goes there.
And we got some contracts coming off the books soon. I'm down with Russell Westbrook and Jimmy Butler. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
He's down, obviously.
Pat,
but let's
hit my line if you need something.
Let's fly over to the next city on our journey. The city of brotherly love. We are in Philadelphia. We have
to J-Rich?
we have to discuss the team where Jimmy Butler came from. And
thanks, Philly.
Might I say, they re-upped quite nicely, though.
They look good.
Yeah, they do. They did a classic. If you can't beat them, join them. Al Horford was Al Horford was Joel Embiid's problem for how long?
His stopper, like 2 or 3 years.
It doesn't make sense, but Al Horford's a very smart player and he's great defensively. But he signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. They kept Ben Simmons, probably getting him on an extension. A lot of money for Tobias Harris.
A lot of money for that guy.
Who I think he can be that star. I think he can be a second offensive option on a championship team. I think that's true. But what do you think about the new look Sixers?
Starting five.
Is it a new look? Jimmy was there like half a season.
Starting five looks really good.
Really good.
I mean, you got Ben Simmons at the point, 6'9", point guard. Again, a lot of the season, well, not even the season, but the postseason success, it's going to mostly lay on his shoulders. Like, if he can't score from anywhere outside of 10 feet, and then Joel Embiid can't necessarily score from anywhere outside of 15 feet, Al Horford, okay, Tobias Harris can't get his own shot. It's all, I have to hit threes, and if I'm cold, like he was last year, I'm useless somewhat offensively.
Well, I will say that Al Horford does stretch the floor, being that pick and pop game. But I mean, we've been saying this for years now.
It's all Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, you need a jump shot. Period. If it's a mid range, if it's or better,
hit 17
or further,
jumper. If
you need a jump shot.
If you could do that, it frees up a
they
lot
might
of
be
space.
if he could do that, they might be the
best starting five in the East.
Maybe
for sure.
in the East for sure.
They're already the best.
I think they are. Yeah.
That's
but I was gonna say maybe in the league. I mean, you have to see how it fits.
Last year I thought they were right behind Golden State with that starting five.
Right.
And they backed up from Jimmy Butler to Josh Richardson, obviously. But then you take in Al Horford. So it's a good balance.
And Josh Richardson, he's not bad by any means. He's really good, he's young and developing. It's
the Jimmy Butler prototype. He's just not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that they are perfectly fine. If the season started today, who would you pick coming out the East?
Them.
I would also pick them.
I mean, I had them coming out last year until they ran into Kawhi, but I don't think the Bucks have done anything that was all too staggering. And we saw, as we talked about last year, Giannis is kryptonite. Like, he also needs a jump shot. If you show him 4 defenders, basically like a wall, it's like, okay, I can't necessarily run, so let me back up 5 steps and try to run.
Yeah,
if I can't do that, then
not much else he can do.
Got paid as he should have, but it's this. If that's your second star, and he'd be like the 3rd or 4th best player on the 76ers starting 5, it's sort of rough. Again, jump shot. If Giannis can go from being that amazingly, incredibly gifted athlete, which it's going to stay for a very, very, very long time, and get a consistent jump shot, I don't care if it's even a standstill. If you can hit standstill threes, okay, I can't sag off you anymore.
I mean,
you have to. He just needs that. He needs 3 more things of offensive game.
And hopefully, Giannis, Ben Simmons. They've known this. It's not anything new. So hopefully they've worked on it. But now we both would take Philly right now,
no doubt,
coming out the East. But if there were next season and a certain player were healthier, we might have something else to discuss. So let's take a flight And now we are in Brooklyn.
Hey, what up? We back home. We chilling.
Definitely got a different vibe.
Good
But
vibes.
listen, the Nets made 2 huge splashes this offseason. They signed not only Kyrie Irving, but also Kevin Durant.
Easy money sniper.
Unfortunately, it won't affect this season, but how do you see the team without him this season and also going into next season?
I think it's going to be really good for this season for them. It's going to be increased fans. Another thing, too, all these younger players get to continue to take another step before Kevin Durant gets there.
Right, and I like that. And they have a good roster as well.
Yeah, so the wings get to, instead of being backing up Kevin Durant, now it's like, okay, I get 3 to 5, maybe a little bit more extra minutes.
And they get to show what they got as well.
Are you guys going to keep me? Oh, hey, Kyrie, me and you work really well. So maybe it also lets you learn how to stagger minutes for next year.
Right.
So let's say Kyrie Irving and Karis LeVert are perfect together, or Kyrie and Harris work perfectly together. It's like, okay, KD, when you're out, Kyrie, you and him run it.
You see what works.
Yeah, and then you get to get the idea, oh, this guy runs his second team really well. Him and KD next year. It's a lot of do what we can this year, but it's to see next year's our year. Like that's when you're going into it.
I see them still making the playoffs without Kevin Durant this year. I think there'll be a lower seed in the East going into the playoffs, but I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they'll be able to probably not win a series, but they'll have a
one max.
Maybe, but they'll have a great year. And when Kevin Durant comes back, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how the league looks.
Knicks didn't want to do this.
I know that's crazy.
At least take the risk. But Brooklyn,
they were not in a position not to take the risk.
Yeah,
but Brooklyn won, and we are going to arrive right back at our NBN court. Thank you all for joining us for the traveling. We might be jet lagged a little bit. We went through how many different time zones?
I'm gonna get some sleep today.
Definitely, definitely.
Tired.
But this is the season opener. Episode 1 of Season 2. Stay tuned for more. I'm Jamar.
I'm Mikey. Peace.